Hi guys, and welcome to another installment of Kelly and Jefferson Watch Their Own Movies. Today we are doing Clancy. So I want to talk about this one just for a second because the movie really starts right at the beginning and I don't want to talk over anything. This was actually the first full screenplay that I wrote that we got produced. I had written Clancy before we got the Perfect Stranger material. And so Clancy, after I completed it, it sat on a shelf for almost 5 years before we were actually to do it. So I always consider Clancy my baby because our the Perfect Stranger movies were based on novels that we adapted, and but Clancy was an original story that I came up with, and so I have always considered Clancy to be my baby. So. Anyway, we can go ahead and start.
We were so excited when we were finally able to do this.
Yeah, there is our bird. And there was a squawk. Kelly's Filmworks. So there we are. So we're into the movie now. This is that's Jamie Bailey playing our mayor. When I'm trying to think, I wrote this. I was actually doing theater, and I started writing it. Trying to think. I really can't remember the years, but we. We're on vacation. I wrote quite a bit when we were at the beach, and then I was traveling, doing a stage show that we were traveling with, and I took my notebook with me and everything, and I wrote a lot of this movie while I was in San Francisco, New York, Los Angeles. It was a traveling stage show, and when I wasn't at a rehearsal or performances, I was usually by the pool or up in my room working on this screenplay. It turned out this way. Casting was a big deal. We just missed Christina's credit there. Casting was a big deal because this movie dealt with a 10-year-old girl, and so some kids we were considering when I first came up with the screenplay had gotten too old by the time we got around to shooting it, because we did 2 Perfect Strangers in a series before we got to this one. So
kids are kind of like puppies. They
grow really fast. So anyway, so here we are. This is the apartment we're set in here. This is there's Stephanie Vickers playing the mother. Stephanie was actually in that acting troupe I was traveling with. And there's little Christina Fournier. I think she was 11 by this time, but she played 10 really, really well.
She actually celebrated her birthday on the set.
Yeah, she sure did. So just to set up the story here, when I wrote Clancy, it was the first thing I'd written, and I was trying to. We never wanted to just throw a movie on the pile, and what I really saw out there, that there was no movie that really explained the gospel in a concise and easy to understand way, and I thought there was a need for that. So I just kind of went through the process of how to tell someone the gospel in easy language without using the churchy buzzwords and stuff like that, without being preachy. So that was part of my process. So I kind of came, as I developed the idea, I was saying, okay, who can tell you the gospel that you wouldn't feel like you were being talked down to or was being preachy. I thought, well, if it came from someone innocent, like a kid. So that's kind of how that started. And I said, okay, so who is this kid? And this was the whole process of coming up with my main character. It's like, okay, who is this kid, and who's she telling the gospel to? And what makes her so special. So that's kind of how everything evolved, that Clancy would be a girl, and that she would just have this strong faith even though she had these terrible conditions, which coming up right now. Mama? We worked on that stunt, and Christina was so excited about getting to do a stunt, and her mother was so nervous. Tom Luce helped us. He coordinated that gag, and we taught her how to take a hit and how to fall and everything, and it worked out.
She was great.
But Christina's mom still says she has a hard time watching that scene, and I do too. But I know it's make believe. But I just wanted to really get into the story of how bad she had it, and I said, we don't have that much time for expose because I knew it was going to be a long script. So I said, we got to get into the heart of seeing how bad Clancy's home life is.
And that her faith is still strong.
And that her faith is still strong, yeah. So this was, Christina had done stage. She did a passion play with me. That's where I actually met her. She and I met on a passion play. I was playing the role of Jesus, and she was playing this little girl who had died, and Jesus brought her back to life. And so I didn't know if she could act or not, because all she did was play dead. But she just kind of had that little sparkle, so we stayed in touch after that show ended, and we brought her in for a reading, and she was really nervous, but she just fitted. She really was the kid that I had written about when I wrote the screenplay. There's Keith McGill.
One of our favorites.
One of our favorites. This is our second outing, and there is Nick.
Don't you know it's against the law to sneak up on a police officer?
No, it isn't.
We met Keith when we were doing the Stranger series episodes, and kind of hung on to him because I knew this part was out there, and I kind of based it on Andre Brower, who I'd done a movie with, and I said, I think Keith would be perfect in this because he's a big guy and really got a compassionate air about him and stuff. I thought he would make a good sympathetic cop. So.
And that is Keith. He's a big guy with a big smushy heart.
And there is me as Nick. This movie's gonna go really fast, so I'm gonna get lost in a lot of explanations. So if you've watched these before, you know just to bear with us.
Broke a guy's arm. Had to pay his doctor bill.
So this is the recipient of when I said who would the child be telling the gospel to, I had to create another character that their life was in terrible shape and they needed to hear the good news. So I said, well, what kind of person has got it the worst? So I said somebody that's homeless, somebody that So that's kind of where I came up with that character.
How are we gonna get them together?
The character of Kid. Yeah, then how are we going to get them together? So this was just all the preliminary notes I was taking when I did this screenplay.
Would any of you people care to venture a guess what these
This is in
reports say?
downtown Louisville. That exterior is downtown Louisville. This is actually the real mayor's office in Jeffersontown, Kentucky. Jeffersontown, no relation.
They say
There's our friend Miguel, who was in Another Perfect Stranger. Our friend Ann in the middle, and our friend Scott playing our ad people.
In other words,
And there was
these
Tom
reports
Luce,
say
one of our other stars.
Actually, the Perfect Stranger was shot partly in Annie's house.
Yeah, that's another movie.
My re-election was going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, it's good to have friends and friends that are willing and friends that can just give you some good expressions when they need to.
Yeah. Can you come in for a few hours and
Yeah,
get
so
yelled
just
at?
sit there and look nervous and look like you're being.
Shut up.
So yeah.
His reaction was great.
So yeah,
Yeah,
this
see, we
is.
even got Mayor on the door.
We shot this on a
is awesome.
Saturday when City Hall was closed, so we took care of all of our mayor stuff. And there is the always fantastic, always great Tom Luce playing our police chief. And this was something different because the Perfect Stranger and Another Perfect Stranger, even all the TV shows, they were all kind of one-on-one type things. It was kind of a one-shot deal of one person dealing with another person. Clancy had subplots going on. It was it was complex. So even in directing, yeah. It had a lot of subplots going on, so it was more of a complicated script where you had a bunch of things unrelated going on, and then they get related going into it. Something I didn't mention before, this was my first directing. First time I directed alone. I had directed our first two movies with Shane. He and I kind of split up duties on them. But and I had always thought Shane would direct this one, but it just didn't work out. And so this was my first solo directing job.
Well, you also are in it.
Yeah, and I was really nervous because you've got so much to keep up with when you're the sole director. And so yeah, it was a lot. I had gotten sick right before we started shooting. We were dealing with weather, and it was baptism by fire. Yeah, we had a lot going on.
Which we'll get to later. Yeah.
This is an apartment that we rented out. I think we just had this place for one day, so we had to shoot all of our night scenes, and we had black windows and all of our day scenes.
Okay then.
Yeah, we actually had to kick people out.
Christina was great. She was such,
I believe still
because
class in there.
I mean, she had never had any acting experience, and it's hard to coach a kid to be genuine because she's only 10 years old to begin with.
Clancy.
And I do remember that. I think the only acting tip that she really paid attention to, I think it's the one that made the biggest difference. I said, always keep your eyes. Don't let your eyes wander off. If someone is talking to you or you're addressing another character, you connect with their eyes, and she does a perfect job of that.
Oh, yeah. She's
I mean-
never like looking for her lines or
Never looking
whatever.
for her
She's
lines,
in
and
the
she
moment.
is always,
And those
she
eyes
looks
are
scared,
beautiful.
yeah. And that's why she was so successful in this and so grown up in her attitude toward it. And there is the lovely Melissa Combs.
Morning, Clancy.
These our movies are great because we're surrounded by professional friends that we love, and it's always like a family reunion.
I fell off my bicycle. Bye, Mrs. Dagny.
We rehearsed a lot. Christine and I
For her,
rehearsed
yeah.
because we knew we were going to be busy and we needed to hit the ground running. So we rehearsed
Right, and it was brand new for her.
several weeks before. This is actually the laundry room in that building, so this is.
Oh, and
all
I'm
working.
laughing with the kitty cat because we borrowed that from like a shelter.
That was a borrowed cat, yeah.
And we did have fun with that kitten.
Here comes Shalithia Spencer, playing our Jamaican woman. We'd already cast her. We'd already cast her to play the neighbor that has a discussion about Clancy that she overhears. And it was really at the last minute, maybe a day or two before shooting, I got in touch with Shalithia, the actress, and I said, can you do a Jamaican accent? She said, oh yeah, my sister and I, when we would play as little girls, we would make up accents. I said, well, okay. So we got her the costume and everything
Oh, she did great.
with the headscarf, and it just added more flavor to it. So it's more indicative of, we're setting this in a big city.
And
So-
watch Christine on this scene. She's really is amazing.
Yeah.
She's soaking this. She's really soaking it in.
This is Tim Ankoviak's incredible camera work on this slow zoom. But she is just, I can't say enough about how good a job she did with this, because that is a long slow zoom. And I said, you just stay in there and listen until I say cut.
And just everything. I mean, you can't teach some of that stuff.
Yeah.
On how to just.
And she is
respond.
processing everything that's being said about her mother and about her situation. And yeah, so that was great. Stephanie Vickers, great actress. Like I said, we got to be instant friends when we were with the other show. And Stephanie smoked, which helped the character. And I said, are you gonna mind playing somebody that has no redeeming qualities? And she said, oh, bring it on.
Hold on. I'm not dressed.
So yeah, so here we gotta raise some stakes here again. Her mom's got to be guilty of something, and her mom's got to be breaking some laws and stuff like that, so we can kind of move the story on past her.
Keep your shirt on. I'm coming.
Playing our social workers there, that was Matt Wallace and Patty Crawford. And again, this was all shot on that first Saturday where we only had this.
I'd like to talk to her.
Patty looks great, does a great job.
In her bedroom.
So,
messing
which so
around
much,
with
and
her.
if
She's probably
a few
playing
shows from now, you're gonna see that we brought Patty back in this character
Be my guest.
when we did the sequel, but I really don't want to get ahead of myself.
Of course, Matt is always.
Matt Wallace, yeah, you can't go wrong. When you've got such talented people you can rely on,
Nobody in the
you can
house.
tell such a good story because they're ready to go, and they give you so many choices.
It's not even 5 o'clock.
If you cast well, you don't have to direct, is what one of the
Oh,
Coen
the
brothers
reason
said.
editing with them is difficult is because
Yeah.
you have so many good takes.
This was shot in downtown Louisville and stuff. We've kind of got the warm filters off, so it looks cold and big city and cruel. But there's Kelly back there keeping an eye. That's your first cameo.
Like, oh, I don't want her being alone. I'll just follow her.
Because we're downtown. I said, but do you remember what happened? We went down there and got the camera set and everything. We were on a really long lens. Camera was really far back. But as soon as we were ready to start shooting, Clancy walking down the street, we were just going to kind of catch her coming through. There's our director of photography. walking through the crowd just disappeared. It was just, I mean, because they were unpaid for one thing. The crowd disappeared. So it didn't look like a big city, it looked like an empty street. So we actually took a handful of $5 bills and went into a store and said, who would like to walk down the street for $5
Yeah,
for
that's
3
just how
minutes?
long ago we shot this.
Yeah. Again,
For
it's
$5.
independent and small budget, so we didn't think we would need to hire 30 extras to do that. So all those people got $5 for 5 minutes of work.
I know it's
This is on that same area of Louisville. We shot this at, and we did have permission on all this.
Oh, yes, they
This
were
is
very,
at St. Francis of the Assisi in Louisville, Kentucky.
They were very gracious and allowing.
And I didn't know about her praying to a statue and stuff, but again, it's a little kid, and she's not praying to a statue. It's just, it reminded her, I need to settle things up, that I ran away, and I know that's wrong, and you know, so it's just prayer so much a part of her life, but she definitely was not praying to a statue. I hope everybody knew that. This was an old car dealership. There's my mom and dad pressed into service once again.
More free labor.
Yeah, there is Bethany Rule, and there.
And Kia.
And little Nakia Barney playing our waif. This was an old car dealership, and we rented it out for the day and put the mission sign up. And those are real people. Those are the people of everybody around.
Right.
Those are all actors, so we weren't using real homeless mission people. That's down on Market Street in Louisville. It was cold. It was cold most of the time we shot this film.
Oh yeah, it really was.
That first scene with me and Keith, I remember felt like it was 10 below. So we just see it. She's got a compassionate heart, and this also is where we kind of work Nick in. Of course, he's hanging around the shelter, where he probably picks up food every day.
And you don't know Nick yet, so this scene can
Yeah.
make you a little nervous at first because you're like, oh, okay,
All we
what's going on?
know from that first scene is that he broke a guy's arm in an argument. So we know he's mean.
Yeah.
He's kind of grumpy, and that he used to drink. I mean, that's kind of what we know. This is Gary Miller's camera work here. Remember when we shot this? And a lot of times, on a lot of these shots especially, it was very small. It was us and Gary, me and Christina and Gary, the DP and operator, you and probably Cassie, the makeup, because that's really all we need, because we're not using any lighting. We're using natural light.
We had Armando too.
And there's, that's actually our friend Armando, who is a policeman, but he did security for us, and we use him in the scene just to make this gag of Nick losing track of her. Armando went to live with Jesus since then, so we really miss Armando. So yeah, we really had to telegraph what's going on. That guy was not paid. He just happened to walk out, and Gary
Sorry,
caught
guy.
it. Yeah, this is at Papa John's corporate offices. There is a park attached to it, and we got permission to shoot there.
Beautiful part.
Yeah, I think we did this after we had wrapped Principal. I think we shot this. No. We had Christina. Yeah, we were there for this night.
Yeah, this is, you're thinking of a shot later on.
Yeah. So again, it was cold, and we just had our RV parked there in the parking lot. It was probably midnight or something like that, so there's no people around. And I think we had battery operated lights because there was no outlets out there in the park. So I think
That turned out to be a lovely shot.
yeah, this moonlight. Yeah, this is all Gary, our DP. He took over most of the lighting duties, and the pictures and everything that he did with his perfect framing, his lighting. He had a hand in the color correction on it too, just so I'm really, like I said, if you notice, everything looks really cold in the city, and everything's kind of got a blue tint to it. In kind of a high contrast, because I really want the world to look cold and miserable. You know, this is Nick's world, and to a degree this is Clancy's world. So, we've established that she's running away so that her mom will get some help, because they think that, and when she gets better.
There you go, she's sacrificing.
Yeah, she's
for her.
sacrificing, yeah. If she didn't have her to take care of, her mom might be able to get some help, so. I was worried that wasn't going to read everything. So that was a little bit more. That was a little more stagey than I usually like to do things. But I said, if I'm too subtle here, we won't know why he followed her and what he's going to, and he's giving up now.
Right.
This was a car wash that we rented. We rented it.
This was a fun day.
We rented it, but I think we paid them for every car that went through. I think that's how we paid them. We said we need to run our cars through, our stunt cars, so people, our actors can wash them, and we needed to look like a busy, so we didn't want to take any chances. So I think we had a lot of crew members. Bring your car.
Oh yeah.
You'll get it washed for free, and we'll pay to let us use it. That's like out on Dixie Highway, and I knew we were going to be shooting all this MOS, without sound. So
we had so many locations on this.
yeah. I think this is when it actually started warming up. I think this is one of the last weeks of shooting we had. I think it finally got up in the 50s that we didn't mind working around all that water. This was probably March.
Right, I don't remember
or,
it being cold on this day.
March or April. I think is when it finally started getting a little bit warmer. But this exchange is all working of him eyeing her up. So I love it because you don't know what's going on. He was following her. Why was he following her? And now why is she following him? It was kind of this cat and mouse thing, and I didn't know until it came out of editing. I said, oh, this totally works.
Oh, it's great.
Because it always got a laugh when we go to theaters and watch it. This movie played in the theaters. You would always get a laugh when he would look at her.
You see the passage of time. She
So
she reads.
we just have to see what's going on. And there's Chantuan Francis. I'm going to try to name. There's Ben back there. All of our car wash workers. That scene worked out great.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, it was a fun day. I think because we were warm. And through the magic, we're on a different location here, which is supposed to be the same place.
Different day,
Different day, yeah.
Do you mind if I walk with you?
Yes.
I saw
We
you
weren't even
in
gonna try to
the
get sound
park.
down there, so that highway is so busy.
At first I thought I should be scared of you.
So I think we actually shot this probably before we did the car wash scene.
This is the scene we did with her as a screen test way
Yeah,
before we actually
yeah,
shot
this
the
is one of
film
our
to
screen
see
tests.
if we thought she was gonna.
So
be
she
able
had
to
this in
do
her
it.
head.
If you don't mind me being around, is it okay if I hang out with you?
What are you dead?
Yeah.
Look, I do
Oh, and it was fun doing her wardrobe because we got her like 2 or 3 of everything the same.
Yeah, it's
And
like
then-
Superman. She
yeah.
had several versions of the same outfit.
But we took her with us.
And I think my army jacket came from eBay, and
Her shirt was Old Navy. I remember.
yeah,
that.
we bought some shirts and stuff. And the costume lady I think she soaked them in like tea just so they would have that dingy look.
Right.
And here's our alley.
How long you been following me?
Since you told me to get lost.
I love that line.
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
starting to work. The irritation he feels for her and how she just kind of ignores him. That's starting to work. The chemistry is starting to come through already.
So bad, but I thought homeless.
This is an alley down in the industrial part of Louisville, down close to the river, and
I just don't like
I think there's a lot of abandoned buildings around. So we got
What about the park last?
permission from the building owners to use the alley. It was enclosed. It was like 2 walls that ran parallel to each other. So we were inside of it. And our light packages were actually hanging over top. So it was like a wall that went to a wall that was behind a building. So we were kind of shielded off from people driving by, because that part of Louisville, there's really not that many residential people.
Dear God, thank you for this food.
Clancy always prays, but there's one thing, we were taking a break and they were moving some lights, so Christina and I went and just walked around on the other side of the wall that was out by the city street and stuff, and we were just sitting on the sidewalk talking. Somebody actually called, this is a true story, somebody actually called the cops on me.
What's your name?
And the cops came and they said, we just saw this.
Yeah.
They said
They were concerned,
we
yeah.
saw a scruffy character out here talking to a little girl, and she didn't have her parents with her. So, and he's talking to me. I mean, he's talking to me.
Yeah.
So I'm always scared talking to cops. So I said, come with me, and And he's kind of giving me a look and stuff, so I quickly took him inside so he could see all the lights and the camera. I said, see, it's a movie. It's a movie. I'm an actor. I'm
And
actually
here's Armando, our cop.
I'm actually the director, yeah. Where's Armando? Where's the cop when you need one? So, more shots of downtown Louisville. It just played perfect for us, so.
Come on. Not this way. Come here.
Oh my gosh, she was so excited to do this part.
Please, come here.
She loved this. It was great.
No, not that way. Come on. Come on.
So yeah, we put our own props in there. We built the little tarp shelter he's got there.
Will you please come here? Come on.
And of course we had to get a puppy.
And here's something that played, yeah, in the original screenplay it was a cat. And I don't know why, and I said, well, you can't work with cats, because I knew one day we were going to shoot this movie and you can't get a cat to do what you want. So I said, let's get puppies and let's let Clancy adopt a puppy just to add something to the story. I mean, you'll see later why we used a puppy.
Breakfast.
And we decided, because we had a sheepdog, but we decided on labs. Well, we had labs too, but the reason why we picked labs is labs are very consistent, and the labs all look alike, and they grow so fast. His name was Walter. This puppy's name was Walter. I think we had 2 Walters, didn't we?
Don't miss Leslie.
There's Leslie, our hooker,
And Uncle
Yeah.
Ron, our police guy.
and Uncle Ron, our police guy.
Yeah, but labs are very
but they're consistent, because we knew they grow so fast that you only get to use them for a couple of weeks and they start changing on you. So
Little girl.
And then people from
I'm sorry we missed the
people
police.
from our crew would adopt it.
Yeah.
So she might be
We had a couple that.
I hate this. I'll get because we're not pausing the movie,
Yeah.
but
Alright. Let's hurry it up, okay?
I want to tell a stories like that. So I missed the police station scene that we made our beautiful Christian friend play a hooker that was getting questioned, and my little brother walked through the scene too. He was wearing a cop's uniform.
It was quick.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
you were.
So here's where our dastardly plot starts to take, because everything again we had to.
I wonder if it's this crackhead's kid.
It was all about putting the story together instead of just like I said, Perfect Stranger was just one person tells another person something and convinces her of something. That's the story. But here we had different levels and things. So
Yes, sir. Receive in a few minutes. Who called you?
this third, you got Clancy's situation, you got Nick's situation. It's like, okay, why are they together? Why are they together? Well, for one thing, Clancy is running away from home.
He's a war vet
So-
from Desert Storm.
How do we keep her there? I mean, how do you keep a kid out on the streets? So I said, okay, let's do this.
More like she followed him home.
And a lot was going. I watch a lot of news and a lot of news junkie, and where this next plot came from. The plot that he's running for re-election. He's got skeletons in his closet, so he needs to get elected at all cost.
Well, Tommy boy,
And this scene, where the great Jamie Bailey concocts this whole thing of, okay, we know there's a runaway, and I'm going to take advantage of that somehow, and I'm going to look like this great. I'm going to stage things. Well, this was all going on when Bill Clinton was getting in trouble for Monica Lewinsky, and he was bombing aspirin factories in Iran or Iraq, whichever one. And it was called Wag the Dog, and that's where I got the idea for this plot device. Like, let's let the mayor stage his own disaster so he can.
That's a fine.
Then he can come into the rescue.
Yeah,
and
he
look
can
like.
look great, and that'll get him elected. He'll be a big hero, and he can hide his skeletons in closets. So this came directly from the headlines of Bill Clinton's Wag the Dog maneuvers.
A bum for an entire
Of course, he
week?
doesn't want to be a part of
Have
it
you
at
lost your
first.
mind?
And see, I ran this past several people. I usually don't ask a lot of opinions and stuff like that. But mainly, I ran this past people saying, does this hold water? Could this really happen? And I'm thinking, yeah, the president at the time did something, he bombed an aspirin factory and told everybody it was a hospital, or told them there were weapons. Anyway, he was just trying to get the focus off him. I was like, yeah, politicians, I think there's nothing you can put past them. I think, yeah, if it sounds outlandish, then some politician's probably done it.
Three stooges to get me reelected?
Jamie is such a nice guy. He's done a lot of series television. He's done several westerns. He did stunt work in Hollywood. I think 70s and 80s. But he's a nice guy, and we said, man, you really got to pull in the Dr. Evil here. You can't, you've got to be without a
He would
soul.
have the good stare, like,
Oh, yeah.
just, yeah.
You've got to be without a soul in doing this, because you're
Find out where the bum lives.
planning
We
on
have the situation under control.
Just like
killing somebody
Exercise your.
that you deem worthless to help your
At
own
this point,
self.
he's
Yeah.
not thinking that, but it gets to
Right,
the point where he's
right.
like, whatever it takes.
this guy somehow managed.
And Tom's so great because Tom is the one that he's got his own skeletons, but he's kind of, he has a conscience, and he's our audience to doubt things and say, okay, maybe this isn't right.
Why not?
Because the day before the election, we'll be staging the most dramatic rescue in the history
Yeah,
of life.
no, he is, yeah.
And he's like, oh, great.
Rescue from what?
From
Oh, rescue, but I don't think he intended that somebody would get killed, is all I
So
meant.
we're gonna stage.
I think it's on the table.
In
Yeah.
order to save
Have you
our
seen this movie? Now, have you?
I just
Have you
meant from
watched
the
this
beginning, I
movie?
don't know that he
possibility
thought
that
somebody
there is
might,
dramatic rescue.
This was in the
I like to
this was in
believe
the
there's
conference
some
room
good-
at the mayor's office. So this is still that first Saturday we were there.
And we were there very late.
We were late. Yeah, we've got night for day lights shooting through the window. There's our
And just like that, you're flying.
and there is the lovely Regina
Payne
Edwards.
said it's important to the department and that
Her
our
Judge Regina.
She's a judge. She's a federal judge now. Yeah.
Come on, baby. It's only for a couple of
We
weeks.
wanted Avery to have a wife.
Promotion's coming up.
She'll have a purpose in the plot down the road as well, and she's just lovely. Love
She
Regina.
sure is.
Love working with
It's a
her.
little unusual, but your city needs you, Nick. There's a lot
Your
of
city
loose ends
needs
we
you.
need to check out.
And here, again, this is another good. This is another good
Your friend Officer Marshall.
And
says
I
you
remember-
thing to the plot.
You and Tom were so excited to get to do this scene together, but you were both freezing to death.
When we
So
did
it was
the-
hard to enjoy
when we
because
did the
you were so
TV
cold.
show, I mean, we weren't face to face or anything like that. Tom and I had done theater together at this point, but acting in a movie together, and this was an intense scene. I was really looking forward to it. It is so cold.
I know, and you have all that
Like-
bare skin.
Yeah,
Forget it.
You know, I
yeah.
could run you in for Vegas.
Well, with Nick's look, I don't think there should be any such thing as a
Nick.
fat person that's supposed to be starving. So I really trained hard. I really wanted to look like somebody, and he's an ex-soldier. He's an ex-Green Beret. So I kind of wanted to call back to that he was in shape, and and he fell in some hard times. He had some substance abuse problems and things, and so that's why I really
This kid got parents.
wanted to be in extra good shape for this, so I look like somebody that was capable of being a Green Beret.
Just what am I supposed to do with a kid for a whole week?
Play with her. Give her a doll. Feed her
I
some
mean, yeah, I
hot
think
dogs. Just
you're having to
off the street.
suspend a little bit of belief here, because this is an outlandish plot
Get all the
that
money at once after
not only that the mayor came up with it, but also that they're convincing this grumpy guy to watch his kid and stuff. And so we just
And he does.
gotta move
he
the
needs
story.
money.
Yeah, you gotta move the story along.
If you make this last, you understand?
We special ordered those glasses for Tom.
The deal's off. You got it.
I just wanted to have that commandant look with the aviators. Because usually you avoid eyeglasses because the styles change.
Only in an
Right.
emergency.
And but I
And
wanted
you
to
can
have
have
this
trouble
look.
with the
Yeah, so
camera.
I think we found those on eBay or someplace and took lenses out. And there is the Coast Guard helicopter flying overhead.
Yep, we hear you. Good job, guys.
My grandma's from
So here's where
And of course, we have to get our Chicago in there.
yeah, there was our Chicago reference. So the dog's name is Walter after Walter Payton.
Stay here for a while.
It is.
And then the crew member that adopted him kept his name as well.
Yeah. So here's where Clancy tells Nick her story, and
And they might send me back before it's time.
What do you mean before it's
again, at this point he's in it for the money.
Just running
Right.
away long enough for my mom Mama to get some help. She's got a lot of problems. And when she gets better, I'll go home.
That's the plan, huh?
What a sweet name.
But she's still just a meal ticket. She's.
Do you need anything?
Like a grocery
And I
list?
love this matchup of this grumpy big guy and this little angel,
Can you get some
and just how
orange juice?
irritated
I like
you can just tell
orange
every
juice.
word that comes out of her mouth just irritates him to no end.
And some bagels?
And it was so hard because I love this kid so much. Christina, I just love that kid so much.
And crayons and
And it was so
construction
much
paper.
fun.
Be
A lot of the time we were holding back a laugh. Both of them, especially when I had to yell at her or something. And
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
Yes. Where's your bathroom?
this really was an abandoned gas station. We got the owner's permission. I don't think he charged us anything, and
There's no toilet paper.
we had to.
Improvise.
What does that mean?
It means use something else.
That's not very sanitary.
Just do it.
We had to shoot this twice because the first time we got it,
Will you please add toilet paper to
we
the
got.
list?
I don't know if we got the dailies or something, but my nose was so red in it. It was so cold that day. My nose was so red. I said, Gary, we can't use this because Cassie could not put enough makeup on my nose because I was so cold. And so we had to go back and reshoot that scene with me outside the door, and then we cut it together with her coming out.
Yeah, we had a lot of cold days.
Yeah.
It looked so nice out with the sunshine and
Stuart
stuff,
did it.
but it was very deceiving.
And here comes Amberly Dunstan. We had worked with her. She played our non-English speaking Korean ice cream vendor.
Instruction paper.
And I just thought, in a big city, you see a lot of different nationalities. So I want to make sure we didn't have just all white people or just all white people and black people and stuff. So,
Isn't it a little early to be making Valentine's?
and that's at Burgers Market. We bought,
I think we did it on a Sunday.
yeah, we rented the store for one day. Yeah.
Never.
And here's coming back. So we kind of there's a blooper here. I'm not going to point it out because I don't want it to look lame. So I'm not going to point out the blooper.
Good job.
But this was some great work Gary did. And there's Tim Kelty and Charles Stallworth. Tim Kelty playing our disgusting hood guy, loan shark.
And they're again two of the nicest guys you
Yeah.
could ever meet.
Yeah. But Gary shot this on a really slim shutter, so that everything kind of has that really crisp look to it. Again, it's cold. And as far as Tim's look, remember at first we were going to have him with a grill, and
Girl goes with me.
we thought about thick glasses. His name is Spur and stuff, which doesn't correlate to anything. I thought about actually putting spurs on his boots and whatnot. But then we just decided on this, just make him just kind of greasy looking.
Which totally
Tim is a great actor, no matter what we ask him to
I
do.
like that. You are Tim.
Rick Fike was our stunt coordinator on this. Because
Rick.
from being an ex-Green Beret, I knew I wanted Nick to have a skilled fighting technique. It's kind of a combination of street and martial arts.
And again,
What's-
Christina's doing a great job with her reactions.
Yeah. So things with with the spin heel kick, and like I said, something that looks like a train. I thought about Billy Jack,
Right.
an ex-Green Beret with the martial arts.
I will shove it down your throat. You'll get your money next
It was
week.
so hard to do that and not spit in Tim's face, because I really liked Tim.
He appreciates that.
Yeah.
This dumb cycle. You're gonna be sorry you
But I remember the last time we saw Tim was in one of the Stranger episodes, and he was playing like the guy who witnesses to someone. So, but he always answered the bell whenever we said we want
he's
to
so
cast
great.
you. Tim never had to do an audition for us,
Oh no.
and
You okay? Kid?
That was so cool.
I remember we
Puppy
did
was so
we did a
so
lot.
sweet.
We did a lot of takes on that because she would say, I think we had that line at the last minute. I think she just kept staring at him.
Yeah.
And I said, just say it was cool and stuff. So,
What are
and it worked. I think that was the only time that we did
Guy's
that.
coming to bash my face in.
What about Walter?
He'll be okay here. Come on.
Oh, poor Walter.
Yeah.
He'll be okay here. I didn't like that answer.
This is Tim's great camera work. It follows you through the hole in the fence.
Oh yeah.
And there, here's this. This all comes up. This is just another one of those days. Just me and Christina, camera guy, because we didn't have any lights. We weren't doing any dialogue for most of it. So I just want to say that Stuart McWhorter, that guy was extra. He just had to walk in front of the camera.
Oh, we said thank you. Perfect.
And Stuart McWhorter, because he was working.
Stuart's our sound guy.
He's our sound guy. He was working a boom mic on all these downtown shots. And there's no way you can lock down. We may have closed down a street, but you can't lock down, an entire city.
Right.
And so there's always gonna be some residual sound. We did very little looping on this. He's just the best.
Yeah,
The best at
he did a good
capturing
job.
sound.
And I love the music.
This is before Louisville did a lot of renovation, because this is when there was a lot of old, broken down places.
Oh my gosh, we just hit the jackpot on being able to do this right there.
The same by the railroad track. Could be in a river city, and the railroad's right down there. Just little places like this. I think this really was a cracked in, because we looked in there. I think we saw mattresses and needles.
Yeah.
Again, we don't really have. We kind of have a general permit to shoot in the city of Louisville, but.
On some of this stuff, it was just.
But like I said, we had our cop. We actually had a Louisville police officer as our security.
Right, Armando was always.
So
with
yeah,
us.
so just a word to you filmmakers out there: if you have a cop on your side, or if you got a cop working for you as your security, it's like having Superman for a friend. This was actually at a railroad museum outside of Louisville. It was about an hour outside the city.
Oh, now this we did pay for.
Yeah, it was a railroad museum. That just takes old trains and stuff, but they actually had 18 miles of their own private track for. Now that's still in the city of Louisville, with the city.
Yeah, we had a
Louisville.
combination.
Yeah, so we're kind of going back and forth.
What if a train comes?
It's a dead track.
But that shot of the track with the city behind it, as they're, we've got to sell it that we're leaving town. Now this is on the track at the Railway Museum.
On the railroad, yeah.
And this is close to Bardstown, Kentucky.
And that was an interesting day, because we had to pack up and drive. And,
we had a big crew. We had the full crew there for this.
And Christina's mom came, Cheryl.
But something I want to point out here too is that shot of the city, when I talked about the coldness, things are generally getting a little bit warmer. See, the colors are not quite so blue, and they've got a little bit more warmth to them. That's how I want to draw the contrast between the cold, miserable world and, they're in nature now, and they're kind of getting away from it. And this is when I had to talk to Christina about ad lib. Because she's a smart kid. So as long as she has a script, she knows every word. I said, you need to ad lib. And she says, what do I say in an ad lib? I said, that's what makes it an ad lib.
I love that shot.
So.
Oh, this is so cute. I love all those scenes.
So yes, I think we did a lot of looping on this, because there's no way to follow us in these long shots.
Oh, right.
But it's just this. Hang on.
I know, I want to hear it.
No, you gotta shut up.
Oh yeah, that always got a laugh in the theaters.
Oh, and this is good. Oh, and Maggie, who was our craft service person, she was a fabulous fighter.
Yeah, Maggie McFadden.
Yeah,
McFadden.
We'll get there tomorrow.
Well, you're getting some of our friends mixed up.
This is an underpass in Jefferson Town again. Again, we got permission to shoot there in the middle of the night. Just great locations. To sell all of this, that's the one good thing. We shot almost all this in Kentucky, right? Yeah, we shot all this in Kentucky. Just gives you different looks, because you have the countryside, and then you've got the big city, so it looks like a Cleveland or a Detroit. And then you've got the countryside when you need it, so we can make this change. There was our callback to that Nick was in the Special Forces.
Did you get paid?
Her questions are so sweet.
Yeah, the dialogues get a little more personal and stuff now. I mean, she, like I said, when she was just spouting off when she was talking nonstop, and he looked like he wanted to kill himself. And now the conversations are getting a little more.
And I love that.
That's how Mama got fired from
Did you get fired from the?
Did you get fired from the Army? Yeah.
Listen, you roll over and get some sleep.
So sweet.
We got a lot more walking to do tomorrow.
So it's kind of shifted now. Now it's kind of shifted to a road picture.
Right.
And you know the thing is they're getting out of town because the loan shark is after him now. So
Thank you for this beautiful day, and thank you for keeping us safe.
yeah, I really this really isn't hokey or anything like that. I really wanted to recognize her as someone that praying to her is just as common as talking.
In Jesus' name, amen.
And that's really what I wanted to convey
You do that every night?
in her, that she's
Yeah.
well ahead of her years in her
Not
understanding.
ashamed to show her faith
Yeah.
in front of someone that she doesn't know. And
And it's common. It's nothing faking. It's nothing stagey.
I love the thing she says, like, he likes it when we talk to him.
Yeah,
That's a great shot.
great shot from high altitude. Oh, now the piano. BJ Davis was our composer on this.
Oh, he always does it.
He soundtracked every bit of music you hear, except for a couple of original songs with vocalists. BJ was our composer on all of this. And I think it's the first time he ever soundtracked a movie. Now he's big time. Now he's done a bunch
Now
of
he's
films.
lost our number.
Yeah, he doesn't answer our calls now. But he was really excited
We're
to
just
do
kidding.
it. And he was like saying, "I've always wanted this opportunity," because he was a worship. He was a minister of music, right? And did other things. He composed and did some commercial stuff too. But he always had wanted to do a film. So I said, well, so we hired him and he did many. He's still working for us. Yeah, we worked on our last one. And a lot of montage. I like montages, and I guess that's gonna be one of our symbols. So all of these smoking things, I'm not sure if I really played it up that much, but when Christina was always anti-smoking, when we would spend time, she would see somebody smoking, and she was like, somebody should say something to them. So I really played up the smoking thing, because I was always gonna have a cigarette hanging out of my mouth and stuff. But I really played up. I was gonna smoke around her a lot, just so he could irritate her with something.
Just when I want to change the scenery.
And for all of our sakes, I'm glad that you didn't
Yeah.
do that, because
What's
I
that?
don't want her breathing it in, or me.
It's a mildly
But
graceful
like I said,
please.
I knew where this relationship where it was going to go, because I wrote the screenplay. But you have to be careful not to give too much away, and people cannot come together too quick, because that's part of
yeah.
that's part of the story. Is we're stuck
Well, that's
together.
unbelievable.
And
if
you
you
want-
just like each other right
And I
away.
always wanted to feel like we're stuck together, This is at the actual Louisville Bats game. Oh no, that was the Lexington Legends. This is outside.
We combined three different
Yeah,
ones. We had
yeah.
Lexington Legends, and
Our
then
game
Louisville
stuff.
Bats.
Was a minor league team in
And then
Lexington,
Bellarmine.
Kentucky.
Cheaper this
Yeah,
way.
and
So there's three different.
but this is
things.
outside the Louisville Bats stadium. I think they wanted $2,000 for us to shoot
It
inside.
was a lot,
yeah, it
yeah.
was a lot. So we said, well, how much to just look through the fence from the outside? They said, we won't charge you for that. So,
There we go. We'll take that one.
but yeah, you and I sat in the press box at
Yeah.
the Lexington Legends.
Oh, that was really
game
fun.
and
They
got
were
all our game
very,
footage.
very
This is
gracious.
at Bellarmine University. They had a concession area.
They were very gracious.
They don't even have a ball field, but they had a concession-looking area, and my old fraternity brother
Hey, buddy.
was the assistant athletic director there. So
Dogs, huh?
we rented Bellarmine for the day. John Spignardi's our dude.
to hold you for a while.
This is not real. Every person there is a paid extra. We had to come up with our own crowd.
Oh, and that's our friend.
That's Damon Morgan. We had our own. We had to come up with the uniforms. We had to come up with the fake food.
Stay
And
here.
this was a big scene. This was a lot of people,
Oh, it was.
and just to make it look full, I mean.
This was a
Yeah.
big day just to get this done.
I was just... Yeah.
And Damon used to be Big Red for Western Kentucky University.
That's a mascot. There is Stella, our adorable kid from our first movie, who we still love to this day. There's a lot of crew members got used. I just saw them. I just saw her make our craft services lady.
Now get out of here.
Look, fellas, I don't
This
want
is
it.
Keith
But
and
yeah,
Norm. And there's Maggie's daughters.
this is still at Bellarmine.
Ariel and Alexis.
Remember, it took a long time to get, because that fence was about 10 feet high, and I actually had to climb it to jump down. I think I
it was
fell
a
the first
workout.
time, and
Myers now, or you want to wait a little while?
That took a lot of takes because
I already prayed.
she kept taking a bite and would do her line, and she would laugh because you couldn't understand her. And
I just love that. I already prayed. She's so cute.
this is Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Again, no relation. We've always called this our back lot. It just had, because now we're out of the big city, but we're in this small town where they're running to, so we needed to have that look.
Need your signature.
Now you see back in the city here, there's Ashley Stratton, our policewoman.
Hello?
You see the cold filters again. You see how different it looks since we're back in the city.
Yeah. Ben.
There's Rachel, our crew member.
Cheneyville. We gotta get out of town.
And then you come here, you see how it's a little, the skin tones are warmer and stuff, because I just wanted to draw all of these contrasts of.
Oh, I love the contrast.
There were really no phone booths to be had, especially none where we wanted them. So we went to a phone booth company, and it's really heavy. It took like 3 guys to lift, and we would just take it around. It shows up 2 or 3 different times in the movie, but we just kept taking it around. Kind of like our fake tree.
We wanted to get our
gag, yeah.
You listen. You call me before you...
Because if there's a phone booth someplace, it wasn't a good location. And if there's a good location, they didn't have a phone booth. So we probably let's go get a phone booth. This is out in front of some city building in Jeffersonville.
Do you know there's a park over there?
Again, I think this is when it started getting a little bit warmer.
But I was gonna say, I vividly remember it was supposed to be much warmer that day, and it wasn't near as warm as we thought. So I do remember that. We're like, oh, I should have worn more clothes, but it was better than it had been.
So the coast is clear?
Yeah, till the coast is clear. Right now I'm gonna run the
So adorable.
more supplies.
This is such a good job.
You stay right here, okay?
This little bit here.
Okay.
She was so well behaved. I mean, to teach her, because she would never talk to her parents that way. She would never.
Oh my goodness, no.
So
or roll her eyes or do something.
So
anything.
to get this kid that grew up in the church and stuff to start being a little, to wash off to an adult, to say it's okay because it's acting.
Because she's still very sweet in this movie, but she would have her, like that, roll it to him with her eyes.
So we're raising the stakes here again and stuff. They've left town. So now the mayor says, "Oh, this is even better. We'll turn this into a manhunt. It's kidnapping across state lines." And
then your police chief's getting a little nervous.
now we brought it. This is actually the farm where our studio is located. This is out around. This is actually up very close to the road. It's country road, so there wasn't a whole lot of traffic on it. And we used some CGI to blank out the road and whatnot. But this was actually a shack we built on the studio property.
And that
it fell down twice. Yeah, we had a big snowfall and the roof caved in, so we had to rebuild it. And then something else. Yeah, it took a while.
Very, very challenging.
And this was like in springtime. Most of this took place. This is the last part of shooting. All the shack stuff. I think we'd done all of our city stuff at this point. That was actually found on that farm.
Where's the bathroom?
That third tree passing away in here.
But we came upon a barn that had fallen down, and we asked the owner if we could have the wood from it. So that's where we got all the broken old cruddy boards, and we built a frame. You can see the 2x4s, and then we put the barn wood we'd recovered. I think it had a metal roof. It had a canvas roof. Canvas roof, yeah.
Because pieces just would come down, and we'd just load them up in the truck.
And we knew we were going to have to take it, we'd have to take down if we got done shooting, so we didn't want to make it too stable.
But it had to be safe.
But here's
went to crash in.
This was a good reveal.
Oh yeah.
It just.
I mean that.
Yeah, those.
It looks real.
Seeing that she's got cigarette burns on her back.
What happened here?
Huh?
These burn marks.
Yeah, because you don't want to forget, because it's been fun. We've been laughing a lot and stuff at this point. There's been some funny stuff. It's like, okay, let's don't forget this kid has a miserable life.
Your mom.
Because if you lose that, then you lose the contrast of how strong her faith is.
Right.
You got a brain?
Right.
That's not a mother you got, that's an animal. She ought to be... Why don't you hate her?
Jesus said that we would have...
What?
I said Jesus said.
Yeah, I thought we had such a good chemistry.
Oh, you did.
I haven't had that with a lot of actors. I really say, oh, we really had something of this. So, especially with a little kid, you know. But she was so into it, just gave me so much to play off of. And now we kind of get into Nick's head a little bit, that's really bothering him that an adult abused her.
And he can't understand how she could.
Yeah.
How could she be the way she is?
Yeah. How can she still be? How could a God let that happen to a kid? That was a question he actually asked and stuff. And called her an idiot for praying and whatnot. This is back over at the Papa John's Park we were at before. It had woods and had a water effect around it. So.
Yeah. We have so many scenes that are 2 or 3 places that have come together for the scene.
If you listen here, okay, you couldn't hear. We put some thunder in there in post, and you'll see why in a second. But this is our deer shack that we built.
Yeah, so now we're back on the
great camera work. Like I said, I love doing the physical stuff. I love the physical stuff, and just to raise the stakes.
And the music, yeah.
I remember it had rained a lot, so it was really muddy. So we're off at the studio farm. Now we're back at this part.
Yeah, we keep.
This was
going
just
back
basically
and forth.
me and Gary out in the woods, and he was on a handheld and just rolling the focus while I ran, so it would look. You know, I'm kind of going around in circles in one place. But he was just rolling that focus, and just the sunlight that was coming through the trees was our only light.
He did a great job.
And it just came out, like I said, just especially with BJ's music like a heartbeat.
Now we're back on the farm.
This is back at the studio location on the farm.
Yeah, so we did all this.
We had to do, this, the well is really not that deep. It's only about, we had a ditch digger dig us a hole that was about 6 feet deep. Mm-hmm. So we could build this collapsed well thing around. And this is where this was our real big time movie making.
Mm-hmm. And it was very cold.
Yeah, that was cold, but this is actually inside of a studio.
Yeah, so again,
we had a
go back
sound
and forth.
stage where we had this. It was largely a big half pipe that my friend's company had used as a well, and they used it for a shot. Still had it was styrofoam. It was clay. It wasn't that heavy.
And it was really big.
And but it was like a large half pipe. And so the camera's back here, and we had put. We don't really explain how. Notice you never see his hands or anything like that because it would take too much time to figure out how do you climb down into a well that's muddy on both sides. Right. So again, we're trying to do it that he's kind of pressure climbing up there. But what we actually had was we had rungs that we had built in on both sides to where my feet and my hands were. And that's just
still a good workout.
And that's just a cutaway, yeah.
Yeah. And just think, I mean, she's just a little girl, but that's just dead weight hanging on you, and you're trying to. But since
it's a well, it's supposed to be claustrophobic. So Tim had the camera on a jib, and he was just following up with us. So you don't need to see the whole thing to know.
Right.
And I think we had a crew member up top that was dripping water down just to keep selling it.
Yeah.
But then we would flip around and Tim would shoot us from the back, so we kind of got it through, so we could see Clancy's face too. But
here's the reason why we had more than one costume for her.
Yeah, but it's still the same half pipe. Mm-hmm. But I just really wanted this to feel claustrophobic and sweaty, and so we were really a mess. I think it was kind of built into a pool just to catch all the water and the fresh mud.
And of course now we're back at the farm.
So so this was just we were pretty much just crouching down in this 6 or 7 foot hole, and
I love this part coming up where she thinks he's.
But she sold it so well.
Yeah.
Because they were shot several weeks apart. Those two scenes.
Oh yeah.
Several, and the other one was indoors, and like I said, this was.
this coming up is so great.
You know you could have been killed in there. What did I tell you?
And this is, yeah.
This is where their connection really starts.
Kid, I wasn't gonna hit you.
And she's just so used to it. I mean, like I said, you brace yourself when the issue thinks when somebody raises a hand, you brace yourself to take it. And that's what I explained to Christina, and she played it so well.
It's all right. It was an accident. It's okay.
And like I said, just breaks him and. And you know, and times have changed. One critic said something about it. This was inappropriate, and it was tough to write this. But you know, I looked back to a time, a movie called Heidi, where a little girl runs away and she goes up in these mountains to this old man's thing, and you know, I forget how the story worked, but it was a classic,
right.
And nobody thought anything about that. The movie Savannah Smiles, same thing. You know, a runaway kid and two criminals, and so it's like, you know, it is inappropriate. I mean, and that wasn't even on our mind when we wrote it, and even when we shot it. It's gotten worse now because you know this was 2008. But I'm just. When Jesus comes back, the world's gonna be better, and we won't have to think things, you know. But we took so much attention to make sure nothing was inappropriate. Nothing could even be mildly construed as inappropriate.
Good day.
Not even knowing what was gonna be happening, you know, 15 years later was gonna be a problem. So this is back to that original Saturday with that mayor's office.
Oh yeah, we missed Brian.
This is in the city council chamber,
Campaign strategies,
and
poll numbers, political ads, and focus groups. I find myself in a situation that causes me.
and this is keeping the story following along.
Because an innocent.
There's beautiful Virginia. I think we shot this at our craft service lady's house.
Clancy.
Oh yeah.
Because she just needed to watch television.
I'm talking about finding her.
They said she gave up acting. She is a federal judge now, and
my office, my life.
but she and her daughter did the sequel with us.
This child must be found.
And this was fun to put together.
Police Payne and myself.
This press conference where he's just lying through his teeth, and
of this administration,
and it's
he's
just,
having to stand up there and listen to it.
yeah, and it's just making it a bigger thing.
Who has abducted her?
Oh, there's too many good friends in
We
there.
have many friends.
Too many
yeah.
friends that are actors. Again, we're not.
Right.
These are all that.
Mr. Mayor,
There is the beautiful Amy Hess,
you're abandoning your campaign with the election less than a week away to...
Patty Crawford's husband Kevin. There's Ursula.
What I'm saying is that while my re-election is very...
Oh, we were using everything for mini tape recorder. I don't think we bought. We were using. I think Kevin may have been holding a TV remote. I mean, just anything that. Because again, if you know what the shot's going to be, it's like, okay, what can we get away with using here? Because I didn't want to have to get all those mini tape recorders. There's Carrie, who has been in several of our movies, does a great job.
Well, our dedicated police force has turned up certain...
Here's another turning point because Avery has been sent to get him out of town, to get him off the trail. So we had to get Avery, because I knew Avery was going to figure into the end of the movie.
Yes. Officer Avery.
So leave it to a woman to think something's fishy here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't you be messing with my husband.
Yeah. She is so beautiful. She is so beautiful.
If you're listening...
I love the camera work on this too.
This is just how politicians can lie. Yeah.
I will not rest until I've hunted you down and brought you to justice. Dragging
You can tell how much disdain I have for politicians. That shows in my writing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't even try to hide it. This is back at our shack set. Real fire.
Again, oh my gosh, Maggie had to make so many fires and keep.
Yeah, we had electricity on this side. We had electricity fairly close by, so we could use some artificial lights on things.
I like beans.
Good thing.
She's so sweet.
So after that tender moment they had, where they kind of, he comforted her and realized she, as grown up as she is a little kid, and she was crying, she was scared, and you know.
That's okay.
It's just that she's done bad things.
So I had to loosen some stuff up here.
I
So
still care about it when she's the reason everything's so messed up.
you notice I changed. You know, we lost the hat with Nick. We've kind of changed his look a little bit. His hair's a little cleaner, not quite as matted to his head and stuff. He's changed into something. It's a torn up hoodie, but it's still it's a little at least a change of clothes. Just to kind of telegraph that some changes are going on.
Just cut it right there, okay?
But again, this goes back to Gary's lighting.
Oh, yeah.
This is just Gary Miller's lighting. This is just some of the best pictures that we didn't have. You know, we didn't have to have with the Perfect Strangers movie, because like I said, they were both kind of postcard movies where, you know, everything was pretty evenly lit.
Well, and everything was inside.
Yeah.
Well, except the one scene.
But here, you know, we've got contours, and that moonlight on the back of Nick's hair, that's no accident. That framing is Gary and his genius.
Listen, let's go inside and get some sleep.
That's good. He's not ready to hear about her faith yet, but he's
still grumpy.
But he's caring about her.
He's nice or grumpy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grumpy, but he's nice or grumpy.
Oh, and I love this. Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
And again, like I said, I'm not looking at this through any other lens, and it's just two scarred souls, both of them, you know, in situations. Oh, you know, in the same foxhole. So this part was fun to put together. A lot of this, I think, we did after principal. I think Christina had already wrapped by the time we shot a lot of this.
Yeah, because we were not cold when we shot this.
This was an excavator's property, not too far from where the studio was. And he just had all these mounds of this dried out dirt where he had practiced digging trenches and digging things. So, but it looked, you know, just had that look. And of course, we put this washed out look on it.
Drop your weapon.
The enemy there is,
Asleep to Islam.
you know, we need to tell a story of, you know, how did Nick get to be this way?
Drop your weapon
What's his big
now.
problem with abused children? So if surely everybody's seen, everybody knows that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So we shopped at a lot of Army Navy places to get these uniforms to make them current with Desert Storm. That's a real AK-47. We just put a blank in it. This is our friend Pushkala, who is perfect. She is a beautiful Hindi girl. She's American. I mean, her parents are from India, but Pushkala is about 6 feet tall. So, because we wanted people to think it was a man,
right.
You know, and there is our very tough thing to see is we had not a real baby, but it was a lifelike baby. It was from a company in Texas called Lifelike Babies, and you know, just the thought that he had killing an enemy is one thing, but then, you know, he killed a baby. You know, that was her mother's. So
yeah.
Again, this was a small crew. Again, this was, you know, after we wrapped Pushkala, this is just me and Gary, and Stuart was with us. So a lot of this was still shot in that same area with these dirt mounds that just looked like desert, you know. And we knew everything was going to be totally blown out and stuff, because there was even like a water effect, a pond that he had dug there, and it all worked together.
I had to show what he looked like back then.
Yeah.
With the hair and.
I had originally thought that I was going to shoot, because my hair was already long when we started shooting. I thought we would shoot it, and then shoot the flashbacks up at the end. I would cut my hair, but something said if you need to reshoot, you cannot grow your hair back. So there's David Yoho playing our judge. This was fun. We shot this in the gymnasium of a local police station. again, when you know what the look is, you don't have to put yourself out. This is down by those alleys and stuff, just an abandoned courtyard there. That just kind of had that look of a prison yard. But so instead of cutting my hair, which we would have been in bad shape if we had to do reshoots, I'm wearing a short hair wig. So and I grew a mustache really quick
yeah, that was smart because it would take you a long time to grow your hair back to reshoot something.
So we're really having to compact a lot of stuff here. He got court-martialed. He went to prison, for desertion, and then couldn't get a job and starts drinking. That's on Bardstown Road in Louisville. I think those are actual people back there.
Oh yeah.
Again, this is a small crew night since we were using supplied lights, and it was probably me and you and Gary. Isabel. And I think that's another wig. I think we have different links. Yeah, that's downtown Louisville. Yeah. Kind of had to be a man of 1,000 faces. So now we know Nick's story, and we know why the thought of a child being mistreated gets to him like nothing else. Because that was the thing. That's why he beat up Spurs, because he pointed a gun at a little kid. So this is in Veterans Park in Jeffersontown,
here's
Kentucky.
Another fun day.
We were just out with this is a separate day, but we just went and shot some B-roll.
I'll be there in a minute.
There's the phone again.
Drink out of the water fountain or something.
Yeah, there's our phone. There's our traveling phone.
All right, I'm back.
So yes, a lot of people, we run a long lens, and a lot of times we want the background that we don't have to pay for, because especially if it's going to be in the distance and out of focus. So we'll take a sign along that says, if you walk past this point, your image, you might be in a So.
But just get down here, okay? Here's where we are. Take Route 55.
So we this is Nick's resolve. He's the game's over. Come get her. Get her.
Wants her to be taken care of.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the money. He just get her taken care of and stuff. So changes are happening in him.
Tomorrow's fine.
All right then.
So we kind of had the playground to ourselves. I don't think those guys shooting ball were aware of us, or if they were,
no.
We may have given them $5. I don't know.
What are you gonna do first?
Yeah, another message to filmmakers out there, young filmmakers, have a lot of cash on you all the time.
Can we play on the swings?
Yeah.
Can we play on the slide?
But it's a great part. Again, everything. The colors are warm.
Mm-hmm.
Will you teach me karate?
They left the deer shack for the day because he promised her. Promised her earlier.
As long as you want.
Yay!
Here's an original song by Debbie Robb. She'd already done it, and we licensed. She is a friend of ours who is a recording artist, and
she's fabulous.
Yeah, everything's been instrumental up to this. So this song was just perfect. Yeah. But yeah, people were pretty good as far as. I see another kid over there. A lot of times people thought it was fun. And that's one thing too of having a really small crew. Nobody thinks too much. If you've got a lot of trucks in there and a lot of artificial lights and stuff.
Yeah.
But I love the karate lesson. But if you just got a couple people with a camera and stuff and just kind of being chill, then you can get a lot of these shots and get out. So we just kind of had our shot list of all these little things to set up. And it's just this is supposed to be a fun scene. This is just supposed to lighten the load on everything, because you think he's taking her back and the movie's gonna be over pretty soon.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be good.
Yeah. We went for a lot of sight gags on this. I do love this shot.
You guys had a lot of fun.
This was kind of from the Karate Kid type thing, yeah. So.
Oh, I love this one.
And this one was, wrote this scene just for Christina. Look at that face on her.
I love it. She never takes her eyes off it.
Again, they still annoy each other. They still know how to get to each other, but now it's more like,
But now it's like, this is my big
Yeah,
fat
so
uncle,
now it's
you know?
yeah, so now it's yeah. And she's taken some responsibility for him too. You know, that's the other thing too.
Oh yeah.
And that's what's so sweet about it. So. I remember we shot this, and the DP said, "Let's do this in slow motion." And she was so excited. I said, "This we're gonna do this with a slow motion camera." And she was so excited to be in slow motion. It doesn't feel any different, but
Yeah, it looks cool.
that same park, and so I think we
Thanks.
we blocked off a shelter so we could.
What are you looking at?
That.
But they definitely really changed. There's Ashley and Kovac. There's our camera operator's daughter, and there's Armando's daughter.
Somebody you know?
You know what?
What?
I've never had.
Yeah,
a
this
birthday
was a
party.
fun scene.
Yeah.
This was.
Don't feel bad.
They're both really changing, but they're kind of
Then I think we
compadres now.
Oh yeah.
should. Yeah, tonight.
Like, that stinks. Neither one of us have ever had a party.
Well, he's already said she's
Excuse me for
she's
asking.
going back tomorrow and stuff. So I'll make her happy today and
Nope.
buy her some
and
ice cream
it's
things.
not yours either.
But he's talking more to her now instead of at her.
Right.
You
Is it
know.
okay if I go by the store and pick up a few things?
How about you give me a list and I go pick a few things up?
So yeah, he's
more thoughtful conversation instead of just barking orders.
he has so much more humanity now. And you just think, she's finally getting to him. She's finally,
Oh, Ashley.
finally having some effect on him.
And this guy says he doesn't care about the money.
That's what he said.
Thought Marshall said he wasn't deranged.
Real,
I don't think he is.
Real
He
office
just
again.
changed his mind.
Right, and you can see why we were there practically all night, because you
Yeah.
put all these scenes together throughout the movie. They were shot all at the same
Right.
time.
Besides nothing. I had planned
Small things again. Gary's lighting. Again, we've got the cold filters on. But just the window light and Tom's the modeling on Gary really outdid himself. And the thing is, if anybody's ever worked with me, I'm always saying, look, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So he's doing all this with the director saying, okay, hurry up, you got 5 minutes. And
Okay, we gotta get moving.
yeah, and he just did magic stuff. Yeah, he just did such a great job.
We've got to go in there tonight.
See, now the wheels are turning.
So yeah, so we keep.
Strike team.
That's been the thing about this, a 3-act movie is you keep raising the stakes.
In the voters' minds is to make it big. Really.
So before
we've got to catch this guy off guard. Make it easy for him to.
it was just gonna be a rescue, and just shuffle him out of the way. But now it's got to be a life or death type thing.
Oh, yeah. The more time
I'll
passes, the
get a
bigger
leak
it's
out
gotta
the
be.
TV
And they kind of, just kind of pretty much put a hit out on him, take him out so he can't talk, save the kid. He's evil and desperate.
Bad combination.
You
Yeah.
are prepared for what's about to happen, right?
Like I said before. Whatever.
So we have that fun playground scene and the laughter and planning parties and then back to reality. There's an evil person here.
Back on the farm.
Yeah, we've got a big light off to the side there being our
Come in
lone
now.
light.
What? Are you afraid of coyotes?
Remember, we had to add the coyote line because there was a barking dog
That would not
somewhere near there that we could never get to stop. As it's going to be, Stuart said it's going to be on our soundtrack. So we could either loop all these lines or
just say that.
write a dog in there. So I wrote a line in there with
And I don't know
coyotes.
that you ever heard them.
Yeah. So the shack looks different. It's kind of, it's
Okay,
candlelit and it's
open
a
it.
little softer. And this was with the cranes, these origami cranes. That's our prop master.
Yeah, that was Maggie again.
Kim Ryan and Maggie. Yeah, that did all of these. Did all of these cranes to hang.
You have been busy.
I actually got the crane idea from a Northern Exposure episode. I think they were using for weddings. And I thought, well, that would be something kind of cool that a kid could do with construction paper and crayons.
Kool-Aid and
So this whole break, it was really cold, really cold. This was right in the right in the middle of shooting, and there was no heat. There's barely a roof on that place, and so.
Oh yeah.
And it had been really wet and rainy and stuff, and
oh, it had rained a whole bunch because I remember we had to put
Dear God,
boards and things out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because it was so mushy.
Yeah, it was a swamp all of a sudden.
I hope you'll let us be friends forever. And please watch over Mama and
So this was cool, a birthday party with what you could buy at a store, and again, Nick's look is really softened up. His hair is a little cleaner. Looks like he's actually put a brush through it.
My name's not Nick.
And
It's Dominic.
again, without the cold filters, and this room is lit by candles, which again, that's Gary's work. The candles really are not the light.
Right.
And we find out his name is not Nicholas; it is
Yeah,
Dominic.
That's right.
Better?
Such a beautiful kid.
Oh.
Such a beautiful
Inside
kid.
and out.
2, 3, blow!
And I really think it's what I give her 100% credit for this movie doing so well. This has been one of our most popular movies, internationally and here, and it's kind of timeless.
Oh yeah, you're like dubbed over.
And it's kind of timeless, yeah. Oh yeah, it's been dubbed into other languages. So here's another one of my montages. This is funny because I actually just said the word montage.
No, it's so
because she was aware of it.
She would always go montage.
She would say, "Is this a montage?" So I would say, "Okay." So while we were doing the montage, we were actually talking about, okay, we're doing a montage. I remember between takes, we would warm our hands on those candles because we couldn't get.
That's pretty desperate. Yeah.
Well, we had to stay. They had to do a relight or change the camera angle or something like that. So we had to sit there and we would hold our hands over the cameras, over the candles.
I love Nick's response.
Yeah, I don't compliment my acting very much, but that was a good sell.
Reminds me of something I saw one time when I was in Seattle. I was camping and it was there.
This whole insert move worked perfectly.
Oh, it did.
And I think Gary's our operator on this. He's just so gentle. It just helps tell that story. I mean, that's taking something out of your pocket, not seeing what it is, wrapping it with one hand in a napkin.
It was a condor.
Well, purple, that's Christina's favorite color, so we had a lot of purple in our...
So after that, I knew the difference.
I love that. She's just like, okay.
Guess this is...
So yeah, so he had to come up with a present really fast, but we don't know what it is.
Who first?
Go ahead.
Great looking shot.
Oh yeah.
Great looking shot.
Is this your medal?
That was an actual. There was a veteran in Indiana that our prop master hunted down, and
Wounded guy get on a chopper and
I don't know if we rented it or not, or we just had to promise on our children's lives that
Wow.
not to lay anything. I was so happy by the time we returned that.
Oh gosh.
I thought for sure something was going to happen. So we found out that Nick has a Purple Heart from being wounded. And here, this scene goes back to that first thing I said. I said, what's the purpose of this movie? It's not just so we can all act and play on swings and shoot fight scenes.
Wanna look?
The
fire away.
The purpose of a movie, for I'd written word one, is a movie about a simple way to tell people how you get to heaven.
A long, long time ago, God made the world for us.
Perfect way.
With trees and water and animals and plants.
And I love all his reactions to her as she reads.
Yeah, at first it was.
But best of all, he made.
At first it was a book with words that she read to him. And I said, that's just not going to be visual because it's not visually fun to watch. So I said, I'll make it a picture book and just let Clancy do the narration.
Yeah, I like that so much better.
So yeah, because we established she's an artist. In the very first shot, she had pictures on her wall with her name signed, and then when they were on the railroad track, she talked about all the things she could draw. So we established that she's an artist.
You can never be with me and live in my special place. That's heaven. And even though the people
I love the way she looks at him to tell him certain points to make sure he's getting it.
They said to God, We want to come be with you in heaven. What can we do to make it up to you? And God said,
And it's in the
"I'm sorry,
simplest of
there's
terms,
nothing
and
you can do.
I don't know if any theologians ever came, well, you didn't, it's like, no, it's the basics. I mean,
Right,
it
from
really
a
is.
10-year-old.
Because I think the church is so guilty of using buzzwords that, that somebody would actually be lost sitting in a sermon sometimes. And I said, there needs to be at least one thing.
God was real sad.
And we have gotten so
that we could
many
never be with him.
requests after we released this film. Where can I get that book? Where can I get that book? And we said, we would tell people who would write to it, we say, it was a prop, it wasn't really a published book. So we gave 2 or 3 different parties licensing to create it. They did it for small applications. I don't think it never went to a publishing company.
Right. It was for
But they did.
Bible studies or
Things like that, or special things. And one was in Africa, which we don't make our money off
And the people said,
that type of
"Is he
stuff.
gonna teach
So.
us to be good?" And God said, "Yes, but that's not enough. I'm gonna let."
But
him
it has
punish
gotten,
you for all
this the
bad
book. Everybody
things
says
you've
the
done.
book, and a lot of people say my favorite scene is the book. Is the book.
And that's what happened.
Which is good because that's what
Jesus
like you
got
said, the whole
punished
movie
for
is revolved around that.
He got punished so hard that he died. And God said, "Now everything's okay. You don't have to be punished like this for all
I
your
remember
bad
writing
stuff.
this scene.
Jesus did it for
just
you."
the language, how it would come from a kid
And his reaction
who
to
knew the
it.
story, and she didn't want to go too fast. She knew that she didn't want to go too fast and lose
He
him.
came back to life. And then he went back up to heaven to be with his Father. Just like we'll do when we die.
Yeah, this was made up of about 100
Now
shots
we can be with you in heaven,
that we had to
and
put
we don't have
together.
worry about dying.
Part of it was done in a studio. Part of it, was done here on
We just have to
location. And
believe in what Jesus did for you. And people thought for a minute and said,
but this, like I said, this is the movie. This is the core of the movie. Everything else is just adventure
and Jesus said,
and making it interesting.
"Because I love
I
you
love
so
that reaction.
much, and now I'll never leave your side."
Yeah,
He
everything.
realizes
Yeah.
she's talking about him too, and
Yeah, he's included. Yeah.
Remember when I asked God to make
But
us friends
it doesn't feel
forever?
like it doesn't feel like a
This is
sermon.
the only way we really can.
I love that. But she's saying that's the only way.
This
that
is how
we
she
can-
talks, and
This is the way we can be
Yeah.
friends forever.
This is how she talks, and this is how she understands.
So how do you know?
And
all
it's
this?
just honest. I mean, it's just
My
honest.
grandma. She's the one that read me
Yeah,
the
just
Bible
from her
stories
heart.
and told me things.
Yeah.
When you decided to run away, why didn't you go to her house?
About a year ago, she...
Died.
It was one thing that we waited on. Well, I waited to make this movie for so long, but like I said, it was my baby from the start. And
After all the things that have happened,
well, this is a good line.
all the junk you've been through,
Uh-huh.
how come it never gets you down?
Well, I guess the worst thing most people think can happen to you is dying.
I'm not talking through this part.
And if you know you're going to heaven, then dying isn't something you have to worry about.
Yeah.
So if you don't have to worry about dying, then how can you worry about anything else?
It's just so logical to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Good point, kiddo.
Bad things are always going to happen, but being miserable doesn't have to.
There's the other great line.
And there's our tagline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually hear that in a sermon, a Brad Johnson sermon. I heard misery is
Yeah.
misery is optional.
Tomorrow's what?
Yeah. She great actress. She just turned just this great little actress. With like I said, I'm not taking. Like I said, I would give her tips. We did not do exercises. I never said be a tree or anything like that.
I think at one point you said, "Please don't ever take an acting class."
Yeah, don't let somebody.
They might ruin you.
Don't let somebody ruin you. Yeah.
Ah,
Here-
there's Steve.
Yes, there's where we have to spell out the plot now for those of you who haven't been paying attention. It's like okay.
Yeah, we're going from
We're taking a sniper.
about heaven to we're gonna
Yeah, we're
take
taking
people
a
out.
sniper.
You're not to take any chances.
I think we actually shot this scene in the limo garage, didn't we? We blacked it out and
right.
In other
yeah,
words, Commander, don't wait for a reason.
kind of gave it that rumble
Yeah.
to go with our seeds.
I
So
understand
yeah.
that.
So now we're raising the stakes again.
Tom's like, oh my gosh, we're really going through with this.
Yeah, good old Tom, the only doubt that works.
Yeah.
Those are actual police cars from the Jeffersontown. Remember, we thought we were going to shoot this. The scene was so big, we thought we were going to shoot it very first. We wound up shooting it very last. So this is the last night of shooting.
And it was all
most of this.
night.
And we had a police department that was going to lease us, like 11 vehicles, and they pulled out the last minute. So that afternoon, we are scrambling like crazy to get a fleet of police vehicles. In the van.
Thank you, wonderful J-Town.
Wonderful Jeffersontown, yeah, Colonel Rick Sanders. So here's where our actors left. There's Armando again.
Have just tracked the kidnapper to an abandoned shack just outside.
Again, this is a big scene because all this was going on.
And this is on the farm right there. So.
Yeah.
Clancy Miller's life, literally.
We had all this set up, and a real police officer that had gotten off work from another district drove through, and remember she wanted to know what was going on, and held up shooting. We were kind of okay,
Yeah, twice.
We're a movie set and stuff. We're on our own property. Can you please leave so we can?
We even put in all the people down the road and all their mailboxes.
Yeah.
We gave everyone notice that this was going to be happening, so everybody wouldn't freak out and think something was really going on.
Yeah. Again, the tension at Paul Kerr.
It just didn't feel right sending these brave men into harm.
But those lights are going all the time, just to light this, and then we've got artificial lights up high to do faces and whatnot. But you had to have these constant blue lights, and couldn't fake all that up. So
yeah.
But you can see it's the middle of the night.
We literally did shoot all night long.
You can see it's the middle of the night because you can see the dew on Avery's car.
Chief, what's going on here?
Marshal, what are you doing here?
My wife.
But you can hear BJ's music in the back, and those violins and the tension and whatnot. Just did such a great job with this. And that drone that keeps going. You just hear that groan under that drone.
Miller has been subjected to in these last few days.
And all these guys had fun being cops in this scene, of course.
Yeah. Now a lot of this.
Stay here.
A lot of this we did shoot when nobody else was there. Now that I think of it. We had a light. We had a artificial police light just coming through to do all this. Because we had so many. We had such a big cast that night. We had to shoot all this large stuff.
Yeah, you do the large stuff first and then scale back.
And then you do your intimate shots and whatnot, and then just marry them together. That's real helicopter. We went up the airport and paid a helicopter just to go up just so we could get that. The helicopter's not there. It is actually at the airport.
Yeah, that was
interesting. And he just went up, and we got some footage, and it all worked great because then we mounted a light.
And there's my brother.
We mounted a light on a high stand to show that Nick was looking up at it. So.
I had to point out that's my brother in the tree.
The sniper in the tree is
Greg Worthington.
Avery, what's going on? I swear, I didn't have anything to do with this. They double-crossed me. They set you up. What? No! Don't grab me!
Bingo.
And we piped in all, everybody got to look tough,
Terry.
All you tough guys,
Sweet Terry.
Yeah. There were probably 3 or 4 real off-duty cops there.
Oh yeah.
And they were saying, okay, hold your gun this way, hold your gun this way. You would never do this, so they were kind of consulting on the fly.
Yeah, they were great.
In addition to, and again, it's just the silence, and all you hear is BJ, the drone that. Those strings.
Clancy!
Remember, you see, I've got my hands cupped because I knew I was going to touch her head, but I didn't want to get fake blood in her hair.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of why I kept my fist cuffed.
Get the paramedics in here. Now!
It's just where everything falls apart. So it's just like, okay, I'm watching it now and I'm clenching up a little bit. That's how it was in the theater. The theater was always just.
And this is one of my favorite shots. I love that with Avery when he looks up and that the way the
great
light
shot.
was.
And that was the last insert we thought of.
Oh yeah.
Before we got out of there.
No one can ever be 100% sure how situations like this will turn out. Now, if you'll please excuse me.
That was great.
So we shot the other stuff. So I really think that that was Christina's only shot on this night. On the last night of shooting, I think she just went out in the gurney. I think that was it.
Oh yeah.
Because we'd already shot the interior stuff another night.
Yeah, she decided to come do that.
So here's how we find out that, okay, Avery's gonna sing, and they're gonna,
And there's her
gonna put the
dad.
plot
Her
together.
dad
Yeah.
just helped put her in the back of the.
Yeah. But we've got that was just a lot of people in uniform to have there. We actually bought real police uniform. We borrowed some police uniforms from a security company, and then we bought several from the real the one the police department
And
uses.
luckily, the real cops could rely on.
We had to go.
Oh yeah.
We had to go about 2 or 3. We could not find a jail because jails just have doors now.
Nobody has a Mayberry jail.
A jail with bars. It took a while to find. There's our AD Terry Swan
Boy.
and Matt Chappell.
Looking humanity.
Everybody looks good in a police uniform.
And this is J-Town.
No personal
Yeah, Stephen Ott playing our.
And this is the actual J-Town
Yeah,
police station.
and that line Terry had. Sorry, talk about your sorry looking humanity. That was from First Blood. So that was my tribute to Sylvester Stallone. And there's our lighting director, Bill Smith, back there.
Oh, Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill. There's our DP.
Oh, that was scary that just went by that we've been bragging on.
We shot this in the back of a dry cleaner
This part, yeah.
in Louisville. Yeah, just
For the outside.
The outside matched up what we needed, and we had a place back there with cars and stuff. And sometimes you're just driving by and you see the perfect location for a scene you still have to shoot. So you'll go in on, you go in and talk to them. But this was a dry cleaner. This was a dry cleaner's.
She's at St. Mary's over in Bay Haven, away from all the mess, so she can be treated just like a normal.
And I knew, we needed, because you see the gag that's
She
coming out
lost a lot
here.
of blood out there.
We kind of needed a secluded place. Most of the time, we've really lucked out well with using these practical locations and owners and whatnot.
Oh,
Most of the
so
time,
many
most of the
gracious
time we just give them our insurance policy, but we pay very few location fees.
Yeah.
Unless we had to shut down a business or something, like a restaurant or a store.
Right, if we're preventing them from making money that
We
day.
can stop by my house and let
So we kind of
A lot
found
of
out.
places would be Sundays where they'd be closed
Yeah,
and they would
yeah.
let us use it.
Yeah. So Nick's kind of back to looking a little rough again.
Oh.
But yeah, the chain link fence and everything that we
Yeah, that just
had.
looks really good, yeah.
It was just the perfect setup, and I was like, okay, what kind of business is this? Oh, it was a dry cleaner. So we'd like to shoot in your alley.
And I found something in your alley. Looked like it might belong to someone.
This took a while to stage.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have, and the puppy was very...
So at this point, Avery's wondering what went on out in that shack, and this worked surprisingly well. Was this the first or the second, Walter?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think it's the first one.
Because we shot things...
We had 2 different
out of order,
puppies
but,
plus
yeah.
Butkus, so yeah.
Oh. He's a sweet puppy.
Oh, and he was good.
My kids can take care of him till you figure out what you want.
But to sit in that box, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
we didn't know if
he crying or anything.
we didn't know if he was gonna leap out or anything like that. So I think we did that in very few takes.
I know. I think he was like, "Oh, this is nice and warm in here.
Although we
I'll
did
just take a
steal
nap."
this shot. That's Baptist Hospital. I think we did steal that shot
We
without
steal it.
permission. Yeah.
Oh, you just meant you took it.
And this what hospital is this? Baptist? Yeah, this is Baptist East Hospital. A friend of ours that is in construction was working on it. He builds hospitals. Greg Blakemore. He builds hospitals. So this is a wing he was working on, and he said, "Well, we're not going to, you can use this." And he actually even custom built this viewing wall, and this whole room was custom built for us. But it really is at a hospital.
So amazing that he would do that.
So we used some of the rooms downstairs. They were like a sleep apnea department and stuff, just so we had those hallways and things. But Clancy's room was custom made. Of course, we brought in the props and whatnot.
And there's a lady that always brings me ice water whenever I need it.
I think this was pretty early in shooting too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Avery lent them to me. What do you think?
They're a little baggy.
Avery's a big guy.
So yeah. So Nick's humanity is
I love
grown in
that.
leaps and bounds
You have
now.
a nice face under there.
Listen,
I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. Leave you guys alone for a while.
Nick,
Yeah?
does Mama know I'm here?
And of course, we established that she's in rehab, or she went to jail. She went to jail. Yeah, got caught.
You know what?
So we just had to get her out of the picture
Okay.
to move the story along. You know.
So you glad I'm here?
Well, and that's highly likely that she
Best friend I've ever
would have
had.
gotten arrested.
Yeah. Oh, she does this line so good.
Same here.
Even if you do have a dorky first name, Dominic.
Too adorable. Too adorable.
Remember when I told you I'd have to go back home sometime?
Yeah.
Do you think
We
I
just keep
still
watching
do
now
that?
because
I know this is it's my favorite movie. Gosh, I just love this movie. Like I said, when I watch, I don't think that's me. I see that as an actor and another one. So this song, Mark Smeby is a friend. Actually, Mark and I met during that stage show. He with me and Stephanie Vickers. He was in the crew too, and he's a recording artist also, in addition to being an actor. And I remember I said, "Here's the kind of song I need." He said, "Well, do you like this one?" He had actually written it about his grandmother.
Yeah.
It was just a tender song, you know. It was kind of a tender song, and so we licensed it from him. It was just perfect.
And that
So, yeah.
lady that gave her the water was Wanda.
Yeah, that was Wanda.
And we called her Aunt B because she would make us chicken salad. And
Yeah, yeah. Just a huge cast. We never put a number on how big our cast was.
But we did have a lot.
It was one of our biggest crews. It was our biggest crew to date, but it was,
Yeah.
for sure our biggest cast.
Yeah.
It just took a lot of people. So of course this is the highest budget we ever had, but because we needed it.
See, it's true. We were dog tags would go.
Yeah.
Nick, we gotta go. Hospital rules.
Are you gonna come back tomorrow?
Sure.
Good
I'll
move.
be back here first
Yeah.
thing in the morning.
Again, it's all about raising the stakes and things, and you know what we did with the storytelling and stuff. Because
I almost forgot.
we keep wrapping it up. We wrapped it up. The chief and the mayor
Right.
are going to get in trouble because he said he's going to rat them out, and she's okay. And
You think we're just gonna tie it up with
yeah,
nice?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's in order.
But I mean, that's just life.
Yeah.
I love this scene. But I got a laugh in a few theaters showings we went to with the look Avery gives him. Christina's dad is a physician's assistant, so he was kind of our medical consultant. And Dr. Terry Shee, he was our because we asked where would someone get shot that this would happen, but this wouldn't happen. They wouldn't necessarily die on the spot, and so we had medical consultants just to make sure we kept a lot of things right.
That is such a precious shot.
Some
and
things
her
we
and
can't.
Christina's mom is also a nurse.
Yeah, so we had plenty of medical people say, "Are we doing this right? Oh, it's fakey looking. Well, we're gonna do it anyway."
So can you drop me off at the mission?
Same hospital, and some people just got paid to walk in the hallway the whole time.
Over, and you're welcome to stay in the guest room above the garage for a few days, just till you get things.
Yeah, I think we probably shot at the hospital for a whole weekend, maybe. Seemed like we were there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, maybe, yeah. Seemed like it was 3 or 4 days. Again, a luxury.
Yeah, these are all our people because this wasn't even open. I mean, we were in a
it
new
was
part
a
of the
luxury to
hospital.
have a whole
And this
hospital
is Kim's, right?
to shoot. Yeah, that's our
Yeah.
craft service ladies' real house. Just worked out perfect for us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the crew, we all ate there that day.
Morning.
Hey.
You sleep okay?
And we're ready to wrap it up again.
Actually, I stayed up all night thinking
Yeah, now we think
About what?
about maybe Karen again.
how she's giving him new hope
What kind
for
of
a different life.
Yeah,
About my life. About Clancy.
Clancy.
yeah.
She's gonna need somebody to take her.
Now I think that is a different puppy. I think that's Walter number 2.
Look, man.
I think that's Walter
I
number
hate to
2.
burst your bubble, but they are not usually in the practice of assigning kids to people who ain't got homes.
And
you
actually, in
ain't
some of
got
these
a home.
shots, I'm holding I'm holding a stuffed. Because I think
Just forget.
you can tell he's a little. You can tell how much I'm scratching him because I think he was really getting agitated.
I can still see her.
So I think in some of the reverse shots, I've actually got a fuzzy black pillow or something stuffed that's sitting in for him. But then when the camera's on me, then I have to keep doing this.
In the meanwhile, I start doing the things I need.
No, I couldn't have done that with the cat. So it was still a good choice. And you see,
one other thing with the cat, to get 2 of them that would look the same after they.
And he's still got the yellow bandana around his neck that Clancy put on.
Yeah.
I just want to try.
And you have to have a big one.
Yeah.
I think I might be good at construction.
So yeah, it's a complete 180 for Nick from the first time we saw him. So that was fun to do that. And of course, we shot a little bit out of order too. So
Yeah, he's still.
Yeah.
Not in the best dress, but he's got clean clothes,
Yeah.
and he looks like he had a shower and shaved.
Somebody
He's
convinced
got
me
nice
that
face.
God doesn't hate me.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great line. Yeah.
Yeah, Gary even Nick's reflection in a roof there. That was all Gary. This is a shot we stole. We got on a long lens.
Oh yeah.
I said I'm not gonna do it. Just let me drive. We had a stunt car and Avery and I said let's just get on a long lens and stuff and
Not make a big deal about it. Yeah.
So here we.
That was one of the best lines, that someone convinced me God doesn't hate me. So many people need to hear that. Oh yeah, here's our fake window that worked so well.
Yeah, it was really an observation window outside, so we
but
could
I
get the
meant
shot
that
through there. Yeah,
he put it up for
Yeah.
us. That was what I meant by fake.
yeah.
Excuse me.
This is Kendall Rutledge, who we love, who is a fantastic
Her name's
actress.
Clancy Miller. Yesterday she was in room 317.
Boy, you just talk about somebody that
Can nail it
perfect every
Your
time.
family?
No. I've just been taking care
And
of it for a while.
it's kind of like with Greg, your brother. When we told him what he's going to be doing and stuff like that. When we told her, okay, here's a line you're giving.
According to
Oh,
Miss
yeah.
Clancy
Yeah.
Miller,
Yeah. Clancy Miller what?
she died early this morning. Now, sir, I wasn't supposed to share any of this information with you. I just thought Sir, are you all right?
Yeah, and again, it wasn't for effect. It was just things don't happen like we plan, even when you have good intentions.
And a lot of people say, why would you have her die? And it's like, because
Yeah,
that's the way it happens sometimes.
and for the most part, people have been pretty good about not doing spoilers, like when they do reviews and whatnot or things. But but it stays with people. It does stay with people, and like I said, it just goes back to the character. That is all stores now. That street doesn't even exist anymore.
Oh, yeah, it
That's
looks
all
good
commercial.
now.
Yeah. Again, this is back in downtown Louisville, and he's kind of slipping back into his miserable world. Is there somebody?
Well, I mean, think about it. He was just starting to see some hope and stuff, and then he becomes crazy. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have the stability yet
Yeah.
to hang on.
But then we had to wrap up that evil did not triumph.
So our friend Dr. Sherry's playing the news person there.
Yeah, so just kind of wrap up all of our loose ends here and there. I'm not sure, was this the same night that we were there, or did we go back to the...
Oh, wow.
I don't
That's a good
even
question. I
remember,
can't
yeah.
remember
Because
either.
we were here originally when she first ran away, so I'm thinking it would have been the same night and I just changed costumes.
I would think.
That's my thought, yeah, so...
Oh, and the little Clancy bear, that was Maggie let us use, and the
Yeah.
bear was perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean now he is at his most humanity. Yeah.
That's a great
This big tough guy just got so broken down, so.
Golden hour.
Yeah, shot on a bridge in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's real.
Into heaven than dying isn't something.
We didn't have any lights up there, so that is all the setting sun over the Ohio River.
Then how can you worry about anything
And the
else?
genius of Gary Miller. But yeah, I love the callbacks to her little voice.
I love that shot.
Yeah. That's the Ohio River. Perfect. And yeah, this really took some thought how we were going to pull this off. I remember this is something I wrote and rewrote how I was going to pull off this ending. Because you can't be too subtle, because you have to telegraph that he's thinking about why not start drinking again. That's the life, you know. That's
Yeah, because he's thinking.
That's
right
how
now.
I,
He's thinking how that she believed in God and look
Yeah.
what happened, and
Look what,
I don't understand.
Look what got her. Yeah. Nice.
Hey, Nick, it's 6 o'clock. You gotta work all night?
Almost.
Yeah.
Done.
So yeah, it's kind of the epilogue. You know, the decision that he made. You know, I'm being obvious here. Kind of the epilogue of the decision that he made. So. But again, I'm short hair wig.
Walter, I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
You know. In fact, I probably didn't cut my hair for another 10 years.
Buddy.
And there is Butkus. That is mine and Kelly's dog. And we saved the yellow collar there just so he would, just to show some time had passed.
Right.
Want some water?
You know, and he did. You know, he got into construction and his life got better. And what's going on with that?
It was great, honey.
Patrick, can you get that?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Nick,
Slap his
are you
little
and Daddy
face.
gonna watch football all day?
And there's
It's Sunday,
Theo,
isn't it?
Regina's real life daughter,
As a matter
and
of
an
fact,
actress.
I hate to even run, but I kind of have to be somewhere today.
Is it a girl?
Gwynella.
Yeah, it's a girl. Today's her birthday.
That scene was a lot longer. Remember, we cut it down. It was too much epilogue. I kind of wanted to get.
Yeah, you got the point.
Yeah.
You know, you got
Yeah.
the point that he's got.
So this is
got his-
Calvary Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. So yeah, we had a big reflector out here. This was a big deal. Yeah, we had to.
It was, and it was-
We had a big area. That is we did get our own headstone. We had our prop headstone to take out there, but just to use the jib out here and stuff. I think we had a huge reflector. No, that was CGI'd on. We just had a blank headstone.
Friends forever.
Just some stuff for you to tie together.
Yeah, you know, friends forever means he's
Yeah.
believes.
And here's the jib shot. Yeah, I didn't want him to be a preacher, and I didn't want him to be, you know, I said that is stagey. I said
Friends forever says it all.
he knows the truth now. I mean, that's all I wanted to say with that. He knows the truth now. The final jib shot there. And that was Clancy. That was our baby.
Yay! Directed by Jefferson Moore.
Yeah. Now, do we want to talk about the alternate ending?
Oh, have at it.
Why not? This is our. We did shoot an alternate. We shot the ending 2 ways. Oh, we shot it 3 ways. Oh, we shot it 3. Yeah, we shot that ending with him at her headstone, and then we shot one
Oh yeah.
where he was at the headstone and Clancy's mother
I'd
walks up.
forgotten about that one.
Clancy's,
oh my
you know,
gosh.
we brought
Yeah.
big because we didn't know what
We weren't sure.
we weren't sure.
So while we have her, let's get.
So let's shoot it that her mother shows up too, because it's Clancy's birthday, and you know we wound up not using. So we did a whole scene where they don't know each other.
Yeah.
They just know they're at the same girl's grave and
Yeah.
stuff, and then it ended right there.
Yeah.
So you thought, oh,
Yeah.
and I really like that. And to tell you the truth, I cannot remember why I didn't go with that ending. I don't know why I decided. I have no idea.
I can't. Gosh, sorry guys, we can't remember.
And then we shot an alternate ending for the DVD special features, which if you get the DVD, you can see.
Yes, if you get the DVD, you'll see.
We had an alternate ending where
Maybe we shouldn't tell them they should buy the DVD.
They should buy the DVD. Yeah. There is an alternate ending.
Because it is an alternate ending.
There is an alternate ending on the DVD. Should we tell them? No.
No, don't tell them.
You have to go buy it. Sorry. Hey, it's $9. Come on. Help out here. So,
here we have
so that was Clancy. Any final thoughts? We're not going to sit through the whole, we won't go through the whole thing. So, any final thoughts on that? It was a great movie. It was learning for us. Like I said, it was my first solo directing, to where when you're a director, you're kind of the captain of the ship, and I didn't realize how much work my co-director did on those other films when I had to do the whole thing. So,
well, when you're acting too.
Yeah. But yeah, mission accomplished. We got the story out, and like I said, this has been it's been our most universally popular movie because, you know, the Perfect Stranger movies are very evangelical in nature, and that's what they're supposed to be. Very evangelical. This, you know, this was more of a drama. This was a drama with some humor and you know, real life characters and a more complicated plot. So it's, you know, it's a different movie altogether, but it's been one of our most popular ones. It's probably it and The Perfect Stranger have probably been dubbed into the most foreign languages and played in the most international markets. So anyway, that's thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching Clancy with us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Felt like these wounds won't heal. Something's missing, something's missing, yeah. I have never dealt with the things I've had, and I've been missing, I've been missing out on the grace you give me. Always give me, always, always. And I said, oh, now this is all that I want. Take all of my heart, all of my heart. I said, oh, now this is all that I want. Take all of my heart, all of my heart. I have always kept all this to myself. Something's missing, yeah, something.